friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do another review of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I enjoyed this episode. I don't really know why I enjoyed it. It got on my nerves as usual. Okay, the men running around here acting like children. But I enjoyed this episode. I want to start off with a bang. Let's talk about Asuelu. Y'all, what's wrong with him? I mean, the obvious. There is something wrong with him. But what's wrong with him? Asuelu getting on my nerves. He's getting on my last nerves. Why does he still have kneecaps? This is just a question that I'm trying to get answered. Why does he still have fingers for him to play video games? Why is that? I'm just trying to get answer for these questions. I said, why does he still have these things? That's all I want to know. Is that too hard? Am I asking too much? Let's talk about Asuelu and Kalani. So, as we know, Asuelu had a full-blown temper tantrum, okay? Packed up his bags. He grabbed all of the goldfish, all of the Capri Suns, all of the fruit snacks. And off he went. He left his family. And he made his way to the bus stop, child. And he got on the bus. It was gone. So Kalani, of course, she was worried. So she's texting him. And instead of this fool telling his wife where he's at, she gets in her car and starts driving around because he gave her 3 different false locations. So she's just driving around looking for him. So she says, listen, if you don't give me the correct address, that's it. You can stay here. You're going to be hungry. You ain't got nowhere to go. You staying in some hotel. You can stay in the hotel. You ain't coming back here. Where you at? So he finally tells her where he has been. But what does he do? He don't apologize. He don't give an explanation. He takes his grown 24-year-old self in the bedroom and start playing video games. Now, of course, it's the weekend of their son's birthday. So Kalani wants it to be nice because, hey, it's her son's birthday. She wants to have a little party. Now, the parents are there. Now, remember, the mama was already there. She already done seen him cut a shine. Disrespecting her and her daughter, to call the daughter a B-word. But guess who's there? Papa Lowe. Boy, do I like Papa Lowe. So Papa Lowe said, now where is Asuelu at? What's going on here? I feel some tension. Now see, the sister who had already told Kalani, don't be messing with this youngin'. Some ain't quite right, but Kalani, not only did she not listen to her sister, she had a baby by 2. Okay, 2 kids. So Kalani did not want Papa Lowe or the sister to know that Asuelu is in the bedroom having a full-blown temper tantrum, pouting, because she didn't want them to, blow up and ruin her son's birthday. So she starts running her mouth, and Papa Lowe is like, excuse me, you mean to tell me he acting up? Now, we had a conversation outside, and I told him that he better get himself together or I'm going to have to put my hands on him. See, he thought I was joking. See, I'm going to have to show him better than I have to tell him. So, Mama Kalani was like, no. Okay, let's just let them deal with it. This is your grandson's birthday weekend. We are not going to cut a shine. You pinky swear. So Papa Lo said, all right, I'm not going to disrespect, my daughter or my wife or my grandbaby. Okay? I'm going to, behave. But he on thin ice. So here comes Kalani trying to, explain and, trying to give some type of explanation to why her husband is locked up in the bedroom. Talking about he in there with the baby. So Papa Lo said, is he coming for breakfast? Is he going to, speak? Is he going to say hey? Is he going to show his face? Or is he a coward? So here comes Kalani. She goes up in the bedroom. Only thing you heard was I said, no, he ain't up in there playing no video games. He up in there playing video games knowing good well his nasty self, nasty tail, he ain't took no shower. Up in that bed, probably got goldfish crumbs all up in the bed, got juice boxes all up in the bed, got gummy bears all up in the bed. He said he ain't coming now. He said, I don't want to talk to you. Here is Kalani trying to talk to him, trying to reason with him, begging him to come out. Instead of her ripping every cord out of that wall. Every cord would have been yanked out. But she wanted to keep the peace. So it is the night of the baby's birthday. And there's little decorations and there's cake and there's food. And of course she had friends over. And the friends were like, where's Sula at, child? Where he at? So she had to tell the friends that her husband is cutting up. How embarrassing. Ooh. So Papa Sula said, now, I done told them I'm going to behave. But Asuelu is acting like some type of child. Let me go and have a conversation with him. Now, see, Kalani had tried to talk to Asuelu. So she goes in there and she's trying to talk to him. And here comes Asuelu talking about, you don't want me to say bad words to you. Shut up, I tell you, you better shut your mouth. Every time he opened up his mouth, I swear, my fist, it would have went all the way to my elbow. He is insufferable. I just can't believe someone acts like this. Just horrible. So, of course, he didn't come out. Okay. So, Kalani, she leaves. And then he finally opens up the door and he comes out. Papa Lo had enough. He said, let's have a conversation. He said, now, it is your son's birthday. Now, I'm not going to bust you in your face right here because, see, I made a pact with, Mama Lo. Okay, you got your teeth today, but you keep it up. I'm going to have to deal with you later. Do you understand? See, we all going to have a good time at this party. You're going to grow up. You understand me? Here's Asuelu. So they go to the little birthday party, everybody having a good time, blowing out candles, happy, happy birthday. So here is Asuelu, okay, still having apologized. And he is looking at Kalani talking about, not a good day, right? Not a good time, right? You need some help with something. Kalani said, is there something you need to tell me? Asuelu said, no. Is there something I need to tell you? Shut up! Kalani is just shocked that this fool have not apologized to her and his actions. You should have left him on the bus. You should have left him at the hotel. You should have left him on the side of the road. That's what you should have did. He got himself all up in that bedroom, just embarrassing. He's embarrassing you, your family, and you is making excuses for him. You are just shocked that he's acting like this. I can't. But again, you are the one that's 31 and you married a 24-year-old. All the red flags was in front of your face, Kalani. You just picked up the red flags and threw them in the garbage. Well, this is what happened. Right, let's talk about Angela and Michael. Now, as we know, Angela is on her way to Nigeria for the 105th time. Except this time, she is determined to marry Michael in Nigeria. She says that she has been away from this man. She is just ready to marry this man. Now, before she can go, she's going to have to make, some arrangements for her mother. As we know, her mother is ill, and she has a friend of hers to look after her mother. Now, I thought that her daughter said that she was going to look after. Remember, that's the reason why Skylar said no for her to go to Nigeria to be a witness. She said, I got kids and I need to take care of, her grandmother. But they probably take shifts. So, the friend is there. And did y'all clock Angela when Angela said, I didn't have a chance to freshen up? Angela, are you telling me that you did not wash your tail before you got on that plane? Knowing that you was going to be on that plane for hours upon hours upon hours. And you are landing in Nigeria that's full of heat, humid, dust, and people walking around musky, just like you. Is that what you telling me, Angela? Well, I wouldn't, think any different. Of course you didn't freshen up. Now, so she goes and she talks to her mother. As y'all know, her mother is just ill, child. Let me ask y'all a question, friends. If you knew that your mother was in the shape that she's in, would you go to Nigeria to marry a man that you've been fussing and fighting and squalling and howling and everything with when your mom is in that state? Let me just ask you, if your mother was in that shape, would you go? Me, I wouldn't go nowhere. That woman ill, okay? But of course she keeps saying, you sure you want me to go, mama? You sure you're okay with this? What do you want her mama to say? Her mama gave you the blessing, and she said, go on now, just go on. Of course, Angela is feeling some type of way about it. Okay, I think she's feeling guilty about getting on that plane and going to Nigeria knowing that her mom is sick like that. Her mom passes away and she's over there in Nigeria screaming and yelling at Michael, his pot-belly self. Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Nigeria ain't going nowhere. You waited this long? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. She gets in her car, piles everything that she have in that car. I'm like, is she coming back? So she gets over there. She gets to Nigeria. Kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy. Everybody happy to see everybody. Okay? So he takes her to the apartment that he got for them. And the apartment's nice. The apartment's clean. I mean, he did a great job. Now, when she walked through that door, she said, what's that smell? Now, she wasn't feeling too comfortable with Michael getting an apartment because she says, what does Michael know about getting an apartment? He's been living with his mama his whole life. Child, I'm going to roll up to a hot mess. But guess what? Michael did all right. It was clean. It was, had some decorations. But, honey, that was a smell. And she said, now, what's that smell now? I smell something. Well, Angela, you didn't freshen up. It might have been you. But no. Michael said, oh, that's the air freshener. And she was like, oh, okay, so they going from room to room and everything looking nice. They got to that good old kitchen. And what is in that kitchen? Child, a dead rat. Well, at least it wasn't chilling by the side of the stove like that rat rat at Rosemarie's child. Honey, this rat was dead. And when I tell you that this rat had been dead for a long time, I was like, well, how long that rat been there? Ooh, honey. So Michael, he takes care of the rat and he's like chasing Angela around with the rat. And anyway, but you know, at least she has somewhere to lay her head. And it's a, you know, a pretty decent place. Oh, and then the bed was hard, but whatever. At least she got somewhere to lay. Let's move on. Now, let's talk about Syngin and Tania. They have to be the most confusing couple in history. What is going on here? Now, as we know, Tania, she broke her foot during an accident. She ain't working. Syngin, he went on a job interview. He didn't get the job. Tania, she's worried about Syngin's drinking problems. Okay? She's saying that he is just really becoming a drunk. So, you know, things are a little stressful in their household. Okay? So she meets up with her homegirl. They go and have a manicure, pedicure. And of course, Tania is telling her homegirl about Syngin. She's telling about Syngin and his drinking. She's telling about how hard it is for them right now. And blah, blah, blah. The friend was like, well, good God. I mean, I knew he drank, but I didn't realize that he was doing all this. I didn't realize that he was borderline drunk. Homegirl, we didn't either. Did y'all know that? I mean, we have known Syngin. The drinking never came up, but now all of a sudden, he's somewhere stumbling inside the house. Tania don't know what to do. She is at her wit's end. Okay? How can they have a relationship that she want to have when neither one of them are working and he's a drunk? So they go out to dinner. Okay? Syngin is at his breaking point, child. Syngin, and another thing, if Syngin don't cut that hair, keep your hands out your hair, Syngin. Syngin do look bloated though, but hey, I look bloated too, so I can't say nothing, and I don't drink. So anyway, they're at this real nice restaurant, okay? And Syngin says, listen, things have been stressful. I ain't working, Tania ain't working. Look, bottom line is, I need to get out of the United States. Then Syngin starts telling Tania about what he don't like about living in America. He was talking in circles, okay? He started talking about that he never thought. See, the long-term plan was not to stay in America, okay? He don't want to raise his children in America. Okay, he tired of America. He tired of waiting on you. He tired of your nakedness. See, instead of Syngin just saying, listen, okay, things are not working out how I thought they would work out. Okay, now I never thought that I would be in Connecticut this long. I never thought that I would be staying in a shed as long as I did. I didn't think that I wouldn't be working here. Okay, you're not working, I'm not working, I'm drinking, you know, you think I'm a drunk, I'm not really a drunk, I really don't want to raise my kids. Hey, listen here, I'm homesick, okay, I want to leave here, I want to go home. Instead of him saying that, honey child, he starts talking and talking and talking, and so Tania's looking at him like, huh? Where is this coming from? You've never expressed anything like that to me, okay? You done got involved with an American woman, okay? You here now. We married now. So what are you talking about, okay? I turned out all right. I'm okay. So now you're saying you don't want to raise our children here? You want to go back home? And so then they go back and forth, and Syngin brings up soulmate. Now, when he said that, I said, now, Syngin, you got to be kidding me. You bringing up that whole mess about her saying that you were not her soulmate? Oh, seriously? Now, when all that went down, that was before you got married. But you chose to marry her. You said that you love Tania. And that hopefully y'all will grow together and she will see that you were her soulmate. Well, I guess, honey, you forgot all that talk. He is still upset. He is still holding resentment over that whole soulmate comment. Child. So Tania is real confused. Tania said, we married now. Get over it. Child, Tania done got upset. She done got to cry. She says, I don't understand why you even talking like this. I want to talk about you and your drinking problem. And you telling me you're homesick and you don't want to raise your kids here. And you breaking up old stuff. You went all the way back. You went back like pink ice. Bang. Do y'all remember pink ice? Child, when I tell you, honey, pink ice was everything. Honey, I had pink ice earrings. I had a pink ice bracelet. Child, I had a pink ice ring. Honey, you can get a 3-piece for $8.99. Honey, you thought you was walking around with diamonds. Child, I cannot believe I brought up pink ice. Anyway, so Tania was like, why are you breaking up old stuff? Again, we married now. So, of course, here comes Syngin. He done made Tania cry. He apologizes, but he wants her to see where he's coming from. Y'all, he's tired. He wants to go home. Okay. And he also said that, listen, if there's no type of compromise, if they cannot align with each other, they won't be together. I said, well, Lord, seriously, Syngin? He said, listen, it's really all about that visa and that green card. Again, if there's no compromise, then we won't work out. I said, well, child, Syngin really want to get home. And what about that delicious food that was sitting in front of him? I was like, if y'all don't eat those pork chops, you better. What's wrong with these people? Let's move on. Now, out of all of the parents in history of 90 Day Fiance, of all of the parents of Love After Lockup and any other trash bag reality TV show, all of the parents, I will have to say Mama Paul is my favorite. She's my spirit animal. Let's talk about Paul and Karine. Paul still looking foolish, sounding foolish, walking foolish. So we have Karine. Honey, she is fed the F up, ain't she? She's tired of Paul. She's thinking to herself, why did I marry this buffoon? Not only did I marry him, I had a baby by him. What was I thinking? Well, that's what we ask. But you here. So they're in the hotel room, and the baby is fussy, and the baby needs changed, and Paul is talking about the baby pooping, and there's poop on the baby's balls, and talking about is the baby hungry, and he's just all right here on Karine. He all right here. He all right here. He all up on her. Karine said, Paul, get on now. Karine said, Paul, I'm tired of you. She's like, Paul, stop. Just stop. And here's Paul just looking at her, just foolish. Yo, I swear he walked crooked. Paul just standing there cross-eyed. I'm like, he brings up that his mom wants them to go to dinner with him. And Karine done had it. Karine tired, y'all. Karine is fat. Karine said, I don't want to go to dinner. Paul, you are getting on my nerves. Okay? I don't want to go anywhere with you. No. So Paul, when he left out that door, he had on some type of camouflage shirt. Now, when he met up with his mama, he had a different shirt. What was that scene about? 90-day producers. I want to need for y'all to get on y'all's game. What you doing? Huh? What? So, Karine is seething. She's mad. She's tired. Honey, she looked like she ain't slept in years, child. She did not go to dinner. Okay? But of course, Paul wanted her to go to dinner, you know, as a family, so they can discuss the situation that he got them in. So he can beg his mama for money. Bottom line. So, Mama Paul is everything. So, here comes, you know, here walks in Paul, and Mama Paul said, move, Paul. Hey, Mom, Paul, move. Where Karine at? Where the baby? Paul said, they didn't come, it's just me. Mama Paul said, you got to be kidding me. If I would have known that Karine and the baby wasn't gonna come, I would have stayed at home. Boy, I don't want to eat with you. I don't like you. Now I gotta pay for your food. Mama Paul said, if I knew that it was just me and you, I would have stayed at home. The only reason why I invited you is because Karina come. What you want, Paul? While she looks at him in disgust. So here comes Paul. Of course, Paul, hewing and hawing, talking about, listen, we po-po. Now, I know you done paid for this budget in for a couple of days, but we can't be staying there forever. And you locked me out the house, and Karine had to pee. Mama Paul said that, you know, that's a whole lie. I don't believe nothing that come out your mouth. Yeah, we locked the doors, and they gonna stay locked. Now what? Honey, Paul was in disbelief. Okay? Paul said, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Paul, Paul, you're embarrassing. Paul, you ain't tired of getting embarrassed by your mom. A hard head makes a soft ass. Remember that saying, y'all? So, Paul said, Mama, now look, okay? Now you know that I'm having a hard time here. All right? I just need a little bit of help, you know, to get on my feet. That's all I need. Mama Paul said, I have told you how many times. We know what temporary means with you. You would never leave. Now, I done told you I'm not giving you nothing. We have taken care of you for 35 years. I have told you that it is a terrible decision to go over there to Brazil, to have a baby. You need to get your life together before you do that. But what did you do? You went on over there anyway. We have told you what direction you need to take. When we tell you to take a right, you go left. There's nothing else I can do for you, boy. There's nothing else I could do for you. So the food come out, and Paul has ordered chicken on a stick. He didn't have no sides. He didn't have no french fries, no rolls, no salad, no mashed potatoes, nothing. He just had chicken on a stick. Paul is a whole disaster. I bet you he goes through the McDonald's drive-thru just to order the Happy Meal. And when he gets that toy, he real excited. Paul is a 35-year-old man that still orders a Happy Meal. Paul, please go somewhere and bury yourself in high sand. Just. So then asked his mama one more time, can you help us out financially? You know, you have a grandchild. Do it for your grandchild. Mama Paul looked him right dead in his eye while she eat her food, and she said, no. Hey, Mama Paul said, I don't like you. It's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet, you big baby. So, Paul didn't get no money, child. And he ain't getting in that house. So, it is time for him to use some of the savings. See, he still has some savings. It ain't a lot, but he still has some. So, it's time for him to go look for a place because they can't stay at the budget inn forever. So, they go to a real good old trailer park over there in Kentucky. And when I tell you that this place was a trailer with no door, did y'all notice that? The trailer didn't have a door. It had a, what was that, a sheet? That was the door. It was trash all inside. No plumbing, no air conditioning, just a mess. Karine said, Lord have mercy. Karine said, no, Paul. It's not going to happen, Paul. And so Paul was like, well, you know, Karine grew up in some not so great conditions. Okay? So I don't know why she thinks she on her house. Look, she better like this. I mean, it's a little bit better than what we stayed in Brazil. So who she thinks she is? So, the first place was a disaster. You can't be having no baby up in there. I'm sorry. But anyway, they go to a little camper. Okay? Wasn't nothing wrong with the camper. The camper had plumbing. I don't know about the air conditioning, but it was clean. But of course, Karine said, no. Honey, Karine is so fed up. And then did y'all hear how much it was? $500. Is that $500 a month? Because he said, how much is the lot space? Is it $500? So, the realtor, whomever, she leaves, and so Paul is trying to convince Karine that this camper ain't half bad until they find a place that's better. Karine said, absolutely not. She says, listen, when I came over here to the United States, I was thinking, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, something with some air conditioning, something with a roof, something safe for this child. She said, I've done married a complete F-up. It has been a disaster since I have stepped foot on American soil. His mama is not even willing to help us. I don't understand. She says if Paul don't get himself together and find us a decent home, she's going to take that baby and herself and she's going back to Brazil. Go on, Karine. Karine, go on. Go back home, honey. Go back home. Paul is a mess, y'all. He's just a mess. And what about when they went to the grocery store and Paul come talking about bargains on baby wipes, had a full-blown argument talking about 5 for 5, 10 for 10, 2 for 5. Then he starts talking about maxi pads and tampons. 90-Day Fiance producers, nobody asked to see that. Nobody asked for that. Why are y'all punishing us? Don't nobody want to hear Paul talking about maxi pads? Y'all, Karine slept with him. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about Andrei and Elizabeth. They are in, what is it, Moldova? Or is it Moldova? Whatever. They're in his home country, child. And it's the morning, and his mom is a stay-at-home mom. And she does woman things. And she put out a big spread, honey. She had, all kinds of stuff, and she made sure that everything was nice and neat, like most Moldovan women. So, of course, Elizabeth, she says, do your mama do this every morning? And so, of course, Andrei was like, yeah, of course she's making it extra nice because there's company over, but every morning, she would, have things ready for us. She would make breakfast and make sure that, everything is situated. And so he was like, that's what, Moldovan women, do. And of course, Elizabeth, she got offended by that. She was like, oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, okay, because, American women are just lazy. Okay. I ain't got nothing to do. See, I'm the breadwinner. I'm the one that have the job. How your job going? Okay, you tired after you get home from a 8, 10, 12-hour day? Oh, no, that's right. You home with the baby while I go to work for my daddy. Now, see, Elizabeth, let me explain something to you. Yes, you do go to work, but you work for your father. And the reason why your husband is not working is because you have coddled him. It's because you have accepted his behavior. Now, she says that while he has been in Moldova, that he has become a chauvinistic alpha male. Well, he was like that in America. So don't try to pull that, Elizabeth, that just because he is home, that he's a totally different person. Wrong. He's still the same selfish, rude, lazy SOB there the same way he is in America. He's just a little bit more braggish about it. He feels more comfortable because he's around people who accepts him, accepts his behavior. His mom do, his father does. And they don't really see anything wrong with it. See, you're the only one who didn't see it. So, of course, she's having these snide, sarcastic comments. And, honey, he didn't like it. And he was like, oh, okay, so you feeling yourself. Okay, you got an attitude. Okay, did I hurt your feelings when I was telling you that my mama is better than you? Is that what it is? Did it hurt your feelings because you're not as good as my mama? Okay, well, hey, get over it. See, I'm over here now on your daddy's dime. See how that works? So, of course, Elizabeth, she's getting a little bit upset, and later on, they go and meet up with his friends. Okay? And so she's sitting there, she was like, am I going to be allowed to say anything? Am I going to be allowed to talk? Are you going to allow me to talk? And so he was like, what is going on with you? What is with this feminism? You done turned into a feminist all of a sudden? I'm sick of your mouth now. Okay? I'm about this close. Instead of you doing all this, I'm going to need for you to do this. That's what you do. So, they go inside, meet up with his friends, his brother, his sister-in-law, and one of his friends he's been friends with for many years. The friend was like, now listen here, the Andrei I know work. I don't know what this is. You staying home? Is that what you do? See, here, a man works. I enjoy working. The woman takes care of the home and everything else. See, a man go out and get a job. And of course, Andrei is trying to justify this, that things are different in America. Okay? It's not looked down upon for a man to stay at home with the child while the female works. And so the friend was like, I think America has softened him. Here, he was a hard worker. I don't know what he's doing over in the United States. So, of course, he's, laughing and kikiing and ha-ha, thinking it's real funny. So here comes Elizabeth talking to the girls, and she brings up her sister. And I was like, oh my God, why bring her up. So here Elizabeth is telling them about how Jen, her sister, don't like Andrei. Says that he's rude and lazy, don't want to work, don't want to do anything. I don't like him. My sister don't like him. So of course the girls was like, well, why don't she like him? And so Elizabeth is like, is most of the men here like Andrei? And they was like, yeah. But they see it as, you know, being strong. You know, here I am man, hear me roar. You know, they see it as that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to be the man. And of course Andrei, he don't care anything about that. Andrei said not only is he a man in Moldova, he's a man in America, and he is the man of the house. So they get inside of the Uber and they have words and they was going back and forth, and Andrei says that the sister stay in the basement, that the sister is not going to embarrass, you know, his family, because they will put her in check. I don't feel a bit sorry for Elizabeth. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. That's who you married. We all know what Andrei is. Let's move on. Alright, let's talk about Larissa. Alright, so Larissa, as we know, she was nervous about going to the immigration because in her mind, she was going to get deported or she was going to end up in jail. Well, it was nothing like that. She was fine. The only thing they wanted her to do was take a photo and get some fingerprints done. That was it. She was fine. So she is tired of the dating scene. She haven't had any luck when it comes to the men's. So she goes and she meets up with her ex, Eric. Eric says that, listen, he ain't heard nothing from her in months. And then all of a sudden, she wants to, you know, have some type of connection. So he accepted, they meet up, and he let it be known that she broke up with him over text. Okay, over a text. She says that, you know, things wasn't going the way she thought that it was going. Okay, he also says that she filed a police report against him. She says that some girls were being mean to her, says she had cheesy butts, and so she felt threatened by that and filed a police report. Eric, why are you still sitting there across from her? We know Larissa's history. We know she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but hey, you said that the sex was good, so hey, let's give it a shot. So they are going back and forth, entertaining this foolishness, entertaining each other, and they said, hey, let's work it out again. God! So apparently Larissa and Eric are back together again. Good luck with that. So, let's talk about Colt. Okay, Wibble Wobble. Okay, him and his mama is on their way to Brazil to meet up with Jess. Alright, now before they even can leave the house, Mama Colt is already getting on my nerves. She says she has never left the country. She says that she is nervous about this trip. And so she tells Colt, she says, now listen here now. If I get any strange vibes from Jess, you're going to cut it off, right? I mean, you're going to let her go, right? And so Colt was like, what are you talking about? You mean break up with her? And she was like, listen, I'm just saying, you know, you didn't have a good situation with Larissa. So we won't have another situation like that if my spidey senses go off. We can just leave. Leave her alone. And so, of course, Colt was like, well, no, Mom, I don't know anything about that. You haven't even met her. You haven't even given her a chance. And then Colt, the brilliant person person he is. He says, I really think that my mom is really trying to sabotage this relationship. I don't think my mom is really giving Jess a chance. You think so, dummy? Okay. So, they get on the plane and everything's good. Mama Colt is excited. Okay? She's finally out of the country. They meet up with Jess and let the games begin, child. So, Jess and Colt, kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy. Okay? He introduced Mama Colt. Everything is fine. Mama Colt said that Jess looks like a nice young girl and said that Jess was, what'd she say, voluptuous? That's the description you give, Mama Colt? Child, I guess. So they're outside and they're talking to the producers, and Jess says, yes, I am so happy to see Colt. It's time to have sex. Honey, right there in front of Mama Colt, child, and Colt was like, I hope my mom didn't hear that. Honey, Mama Colt could have ate a brick. Bang, bang. So, they are inside of the Uber on their way to the hotel, and when I tell you, honey, they was kissing and slobbering and what? Now listen, I'm with Mama Colt on this. All that kissing and slobbering was unnecessary. You don't need to be doing that in front of your mama. Let me tell you something. If I was in the Uber and I was kissing and doing all that in front of my mama, she would have snatched me ball. And if he would have said something, she would have snatched him ball. That's just my family. We don't be doing that in front of each other. Just kissing and slobbering on top of each other. And I wish somebody would bring up sex in front of my mama. Oh, no. Look, not a good look. Okay? So I can understand all that PDA. I mean, that's ridiculous. Okay? So, they start talking, and being children got involved, okay? They start talking about different names that they will, name their children. And honey, every name they said, the inside of Mama Colt was turning. Honey, them intestines was just doing all this, honey. Honey, she was so tore up that all of a sudden she got sick. She said, kids? They just met each other 5 minutes ago, and now they talking about children? She's in it for a green card, see? She's only in it for a green card, and my dumb son don't see that. I'm sick. Honey, Mama Colt was hot, honey. As I say, she could eat a brick. So she's in the back of that Uber, and she was like, you're kidding me? Oh my God, you're kidding me? Oh my God, you're kidding me? She was like, listen, I haven't eaten. I haven't slept in, 36 hours. I've just got off this plane. I'm tired. Y'all are making me sick. All this kissing and slobbering on each other. You're talking about kids. I'm ready to get to this hotel now. So, of course, here's Colt. We'll be there in a minute, Mom. Okay, we'll get there. And then Jess is seeing this and like, Lord have mercy. This is what his mom is like. Why is she acting like this? She don't like me? What is going on? So they get to the hotel, finally. And Colt, with his dumb self, gets one room. One room? One room! Now he know that his mom is there and Jess is going to be there. Okay, of course he wants to have sexy time with Jess, and he gets one room. So they get into the room, okay, and he was like, well, I ordered a suite. And I thought that it would be a big suite, but I guess it was some communication problems. You think? Colt, you a fool. See, when you was making these arrangements, you should have been like, look, my mama coming. All right, I want to be on this floor. Okay? And I want my mama 2 floors above me, or the floor, but I don't want to be nowhere near my mama. Okay? That's what you should have said, Weeble Wobble. But we here. So, they get inside and Mama Colt is done. Okay? She was on that elevator talking about she's 70-some years old, that she's hot, that she's tired, she just want to lay down. She was just spent. Okay? All this complaining, child. You should have stayed home, Mama Colt. But again, we here. So she goes into her room, she lays down, and I guess Jess just don't understand why Mama Colt is acting like this. Jess was like, well, you just got here. Come on, get up. You know, you just got here. How are you sick? And so Mama Colt went off. Mama Colt said, let me tell you something, Alpha. Okay? I am telling you right now, I don't feel well. And before I rip your head off your shoulders, you're going to need to back up twice. Okay? 1 step, and then the next step better be out this room. I told you I am sick. Do you want me to end up in the hospital, you helper? You're out here slobbering all over my son, talking about kids. I will rip you in half. Try me. Now let me take a nap. Can I get 3 hours? So Jess didn't know what to do. Here comes Colt. Colt says she's tired now. Come on. I don't want you, Jess. Get over it. Jess, shut your mouth. Jess. Jess is like, your mom don't like me? What is going on? Maybe what Larissa was telling me was the truth. What is going on? And then the room situation, Colt. I mean, how are we supposed to have sex? She's right there. I mean, she's literally right there. She's right there. Everything is effed up. Colt. It's okay. She's tired. It's okay. She's deaf. It's okay. She's damn near blind. Don't worry about it. We good. Colt has women sleeping with him. I have questions. Y'all, what a mess. So, we have Mama Colt laying down, throwing temper tantrums. She done slammed the door. We have Colt trying to talk Jess down from the ledge. Jess is all tore up. And then there's Colt just standing there looking like a weeble wobble. Child, a hot mess. But of course I'm here for it. Alright guys, that is it. Y'all know the routine. What do y'all supposed to do? Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And until next time, friends, bye!